So it seems like it just keeps on getting worse. If you don't know, obviously we've been talking about Luminara quite a lot recently, obviously a VTuber production agency or brand or whatever you want to call it, that has signed on a lot of VTubers and whatever, and also help out VTubers with things like meet and greets. And well, this was one of the big posts that a lot of people paid attention to, obviously Zentreya, as their name was kind of dragged through it by Kamimana, Kamana, that's how you say it, Kamana. And of course, Zentreya, yeah, was like kind of being said that, you know, oh, he built her up and things like that, and, you know, using her name to kind of entice people into be like, oh, wait, maybe I work with them, they've worked with Zentreya kind of thing, when obviously that wasn't so much the case, right? And it seems that there's been even more updates to the situation from the last ones. If you guys want to go back and look at the last videos, by the way, that has every other kind of account, including this post by Sarah here, as well as, yeah, the one by Zentreya and so many more. But Alara has actually been keeping us up to date with what is going on with all of the other people that have been responding to this, saying since yesterday, here is an update on the Luminara Kamana situation. And it does get worse. Apparently, he lied about Mythos separation, saying see comments, and then apparently made merchandise of Lala without her permission from herself or the artist. Also used her name as a way to garner clout and said that she was signed to Luminara to bait investors, which is crazy, right? And obviously, as you guys can see here, Miss Lala did make a video about this. So if you guys want to go watch that, go and check out her channel. She obviously did talk about it. It's called like my experience with Luminara. Obviously, he also said some of us the wrong oh yeah, so again, we'll keep on going to it. Apparently he doxed some talent by sending the wrong contracts around, which is crazy. That's insane, right? And I've had situations like that before where companies will give you the wrong kind of contracts and things, and it's just like, whoa, you know, why are we sending random people's contracts? What are you doing with my contract? Like, what the hell? So again, of course, that is very worrying. So Kamana was reimbursed for MomoCon, but still showed up in person, which he was banned and escorted out from. Isn't that scamming the con? So yeah, obviously, there was this whole thing essentially where people found out that apparently he was banned from MomoCon, which happened recently, and they were supposed to be holding like a meet and greet and stuff like that, but he still turned up anyways, despite being banned, and apparently he did get taken out as well out of the con. But yeah, they're saying he was reimbursed for it. So it wasn't like he, you know, was kicked out of the con and wasn't given his money back. He was actually reimbursed for it, but he still showed up anyways, meaning that, you know, yeah, you kind of did scam him because, you know, you haven't paid any money to kind of, you know, get all of that, right? Then Kamana lied to talents about investors and their involvement, inappropriate social misconduct and coercion, promised to pay back artists X to doubt. The list just goes on and on. And obviously, yeah, said he told us they reimbursed him too, which is why we all started tweaking when he found out he went in anyway. So yeah, he said he also sent us some of us the wrong person's contract when we all asked our contracts to be voided, and so he doxed them to fellow talents, which is crazy. And obviously, there's a lot of personal information. You got to remember, right? A contract isn't just like one of these things where it's like, you know, oh, here's my signature or whatever, right? Sure, that's fine, right? But there is like a whole thing of, you know, a contract usually involves like an address, you know, banking information. If it's like a paid one, obviously it depends what contract it is. If it's like an NDA or something, then maybe not. But you know, if it is a paid one, if it's like a sponsor or whatever, then yeah, you will usually include your like bank information or whatever. Yeah, you just involve a lot of personal information about you, because obviously the company or whatever you're signing up to wants to know about you and wants to know, you know, if you mess up or do anything wrong, then they know how to reach you, right? But of course, yeah, if that's shared to other talents, then that's not so great, is it? Because they just shared your address and your full name and all of this kind of stuff, especially if you're a VTuber too, right? Obviously VTubers have their own personas or whatever, and that's just leaking their real names, right? Obviously as well, they're saying we're fully done with Mythos now. Obviously that comes from Kamana, and obviously saying, what's up, sorry, I'm out and about right now, hope all good, hope you're enjoying touching grass. Mythos made a post that seemed rushed and unprofessional, and it's put a lot of drama to Luminara unnecessarily, and now it's like, should I address it or ignore it? Can I ask why y'all separated? I wish I could tell you, haha. No one contacted me. I just saw the tweet. No communication whatsoever. So apparently, obviously, what Alara is saying, that he lied about the mythos separation or something. So I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm assuming she's saying like he lied about the reason or whatever about not being contacted. So again, that's pretty crazy. Obviously, someone here said, just for the sake of transparency, here I was one who made the cards last year for Kamana to give these talents as gifts. I have a statement about it here, and apparently they put this up saying, I apologize to Miss Lala, Ricky, P, alias Stellaria. It was me who made the trading cards in question mentioned here in this video, which obviously, yeah, this is my experience with Kamana. At the time, I raised concerns with Kamana about including the Luminara logo. It ensured me that these were strictly gifts for talents and that all cards would be going directly to the talents. I was told that these talents had all but signed their contracts with Luminara, and that if they for some reason they would still get cards as a souvenir. And thank you for the time they had put into working you up to these deals. So yeah, obviously, essentially what they're saying is, hey, obviously these cards and stuff were apparently being made of them, like merchandise of them without their permission. And apparently the artist or whatever, the person behind them that was doing them, I don't know if they're the artist or they're just, or just the maker behind them. I think they just make the cards, right? I think they were just told that, hey, they know about it and all of this kind of stuff. And essentially just more of the same kind of stuff. There's always a pattern with this, right? Whenever it comes to Kamana, it seems like there's a lot of just, stretching the truth, right? Whenever it comes to many of these situations. Obviously, there was also this big one from Charlotte Vale, which I actually didn't read in the original one. I don't know why. I had it up in my tab, but for some reason, I just don't think we went through it. It's a pretty big one as well. And they obviously say, I never wish to do a call-out post on my own, but I do feel like this is important as I fear this person is a danger to women. So now they're obviously going down that route of things, right? Obviously, there's the whole being a little bit sketchy or whatever in terms of the deals and, not being so truthful about it. But now obviously they're saying stuff about, like physical stuff. They say, I cannot speak for the others who are true victims that I know are being affected and been through worse. I was lucky and just saw behaviors that are triggering. Me and the CEO of Luminara, Kamana, were seeing each other for the last 18 days. And talking about being a couple. We met at MomoCon in person, and this is where I started to see red flags. All texts and conversations between us are primarily positive, for we were trying to move on. But after a Discord call last night confirming my suspicions, I don't have anything left to say to him. Due to respect, I don't wish to expose who the victim is and just stick to my own experience. But this is the reason I'm making the post to begin with. 1, he's really pushy for blank. Granted, we're adults and we talked about sleeping together during the weekend, so this isn't a surprise. It's just the way that he would ask for it. Forcing my hand down on his member, dragging my hand across his blank in public. Even though I voiced plenty, I'm not into public PDA to that extent. Complaining about the condom, asking for a release and never getting one. Did he blank me? No, though? No. I gave my consent to do it, but I was uncomfortable. Which, again, I think, that's interesting because obviously it seems like there was some uncomfortable kind of things that you didn't want within it, but it seems like the actual, they're saying, I don't know, they're saying that they gave consent though. So again, I don't know. That he found out found one of his talents to be extremely beautiful. She is, no denying that, but to keep repeating it over and over about how pretty she is and trying to buy her things, it made me feel like he wanted to spend time with her and find a way to build a connection with her. So after I left, they could hook up. True or not true, not sure, just a feeling. She didn't buy it though, which obviously, yeah, very interesting, right? That's just a weird thing to do, right? You're obviously with another girl and then you're just like, hey, I really like this person. They look so nice. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever. Love bombing during blank. He said, I love you. I don't know about you, but I can't love someone after 18 days. I mean, again, I don't know if I call that love bombing. I think it is really up to how you would say it. He said, then yesterday he said, I love you again before hanging up, texting me saying I said it. I'd never say that, and he did And he for sure did. Then telling me to move in with him and he'll take care of everything for me. I've seen this pattern before and I know the outcome. Okay, maybe with the moving in part, I can understand why that's love bombing now. I think just saying like, you know, that you love someone, you know, sometimes it could be like a little bit of a mix of communications, whatever. Some people are at 2 different places. Some people do just move very quickly. Again, I don't know, but you know, they say lying. Regards to the blank in question, no one outright said to me it was or isn't. I only just met these people and I was a stranger to the group. So I took a backseat since I was confused. I had too many sides. I didn't know what was true, what wasn't. But last night I heard from Kamana that everything is smoothed over. They talked, everyone's moving on. My gut feeling was telling me otherwise. So the victim in question and I talked over Discord last night and she said the exact same pattern Kamana was showing me. The attention, the I love you, the let me fly you out and live with me. It was spot on. And no, nothing was smoothed over. The victim broke down in tears. When I told her that he said, and he said, and she got a confession apparently saying he did in fact blank her. Have I heard this confession? No. But do I believe Kamana has the mindset and personality to be a manipulative person to get what he wants that would lead to a blank 100%? So they're saying that he, did that to someone, right? Which is crazy. That's like a crazy accusation to throw out there. Again, obviously, you know, we're gonna have to see if there's anything kind of disputed about that. As I said, I was lucky. I wasn't blanked, but I did. But I did and do feel uncomfortable after the con. And yeah, you know, a lot of this kind of behavior is obviously very weird and very odd. And obviously a lot of people saying, I guess I know what's happening in Luminara. I'm glad that you are somewhat feeling okay. Obviously it was a horrible experience. I think holy now it's a law drop in half. So yeah, of course, a lot of people are very sad about that as well. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all of the kind of updates I can find on Luminara at the moment. As I said, this is something that is kind of rolling on and on and on as more people come out with their own kind of stories about this kind of stuff. So as I said, I'll keep you guys up to date if there's anything else on that. But yeah, that's probably got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop to use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.